Boeing 757, proceed on the runway.
757.
Wind 170 at 20.
Roger.
Boeing stopped building this airplane in 2004. 20 years later, airlines are still fighting to keep it in the sky, paying millions to refurbish jets older than the pilots flying them. There is a plane Boeing simply cannot replace, and the strange part, Boeing already tried twice. Both times they quietly gave up. Air traffic controllers give this airplane extra room, not because it's dangerous to fly, because of what it leaves behind. The turbulence rolling off its wings can shove the plane following it, of course. It's a narrow body from 1983. This is the Boeing 757, and here's what's strange.
Okay, Boeing 757 ready for takeoff.
Boeing 757, cleared to takeoff, runway 33, wind 180 at 24.
Roger.
Boeing isn't a company that ran out of ideas. They have tried to replace it more than once. Each time they designed around it and quietly gave up. Meanwhile, Airbus looked at the same gap and shipped the plane straight into it. So the real question isn't why an old jet is still flying. It's why the biggest plane maker on Earth still can't build its replacement. 757 entered service in 1983 with Eastern Airlines and British Airways. On paper, it was simple. A narrow body, single aisle, 2 engines. But Boeing made one decision that changed everything. They bolted on engines that were far more powerful than a plane this size needed. The Rolls-Royce RB212 and the Pratt & Whitney 2000 gave the 757 a thrust-to-weight ratio closer to a fighter mindset than an airliner's. Pilot noticed immediately, this thing didn't take off, it leapt. That overpowered design was meant for one job: hot, high and heavy airports where thin air is strangles, normal jets. But it accidentally created something Boeing didn't fully plan for: a narrow body that could do wide body missions. So what exactly is the mission no other plane can fly?
Naturally, 57 would like to do a 180 on the runway and taxi to the Boeing ramp.
And 757, 180 approved, taxi to the ramp.
Okay, we'll do it, thank you.
Picture 3 problems at once. Problem number 1, a short runway, maybe surrounded by mountains, maybe at high altitude, where engines lose power and wings lose lift. Problem 2, a full load of passengers and fuel. And number 3, a destinations thousands of miles away across an ocean. Most airplanes can solve one of those. Some can solve 2. The 757 solves all 3 at the same time. This is why the 757 ended up flying routes that make no sense on paper. Mid-sized US cities, a place without the traffic to fill a 767, suddenly had a direct flights to Europe. United, Delta American flew the 757 from the East Coast straight across the Atlantic. Iceland Air built almost its entire network around the airplane, using a tiny Keflavik as a bridge between the 2 continents. 757 made the thin, long routes profitable, routes that were too far from an old narrow body and too empty for a wide body. But here's the part most people miss. The 757 superpower wasn't the range, it was a runway performance. A loaded 321 or 737 needs a long sea-level runway to get airborne with a full fuel. 757 doesn't. Can rotate early, climb steep, clear terrain and still carry enough fuel to cross an ocean. That combination, short field, muscle plus transatlantic legs, is the thing Boeing has never managed to rebuild. Now the problem gets worse for Boeing. Because while the 757 was quietly becoming irreplaceable, the market it served kept growing, airlines wanted more of exactly this. Long, thin routes flown by single-aisle jets that's cheap to operate but can still cross water. The industry even gave the gap a name, the middle of the market. Too big for a standard 737, too small to justify a 787 or a 767. A no man's land between a narrow body and wide body. And sitting right in the middle of it was a plane Boeing had already stopped building. So airlines did something almost unheard of. And instead of replacing their aging 757, they kept them. They poured money into refurbishing 30 and 40-year-old airframes. New interiors, new avionics, heavy maintenance checks that cost a fortune. Why spend millions keeping a jet from 1990 alive? Because the math still works, and because there's no new airplane that does the same job. And there is a darker edge to the 757 reputation. Remember that monstrous power and those big wings? They threw off unusually strong wake turbulence for an airplane this size. Strong enough that after several upset incidents, regulator treated the 757 as a special case, giving extra separation to whatever flies behind it. A narrow body that has to be spaced like something much heavier. It's clear as proof of what this airplane really is, a small jet with the soul of a big one. So here the question comes, so why doesn't Boeing just build a new one? This is where the story turns, because Boeing wanted to. They had the plan. For years, Boeing studied a brand new airplane to fill exactly this gap. The industry called it a new mid-size airplane, the project many fans nicknamed the 797. A clean sheet jet sized between the 737 and the 787, aimed straight at the middle of the market. It was close. Boeing talked to airlines they designed, firmed up, and then it all stopped. Two things hit at once. First, 737 MAX crisis, 2 crashes, a worldwide grounding, and a company forced to spend every dollar and every ounce of attention on fixing the airplane it already had. A brand new jet became impossible to justify. Then the pandemic froze the entire industry. The middle of the market plane, the would-be 757 successor, was shelved, and while Boeing was paralyzed, Airbus moved. Airbus took its best-selling narrow-body stretched at its range and aimed it right at the gap. The result can fly further than any single-aisle jet before it, deep into 757 territory. It isn't a perfect 757 twin, it doesn't have the same brutal short feel, hot and high muscle, but it's new, it's efficient, and it's available today. Boeing answer? Stretch the 737 MAX as far as it will go, and hope it's close enough for a lot of routes. It isn't. So where does that leave us? The 757 fleet is old. These airframes won't fly forever. Maintenance get harder and more expensive every year. At some point, the math finally breaks. The last ones retire. When that happens, some of those long, thin, awkward routes may simply disappear because of the airplane that made them possible is gone, and nothing has truly taken its place. The risk isn't the plane fall out of the sky. The 757 is safe and proven. The real risk, quieter, a capability the industry leaned on for 40 years could vanish, and the replacement might never fully arrive. The 757 was never supposed to be a legend. It was an over-engineered narrow-body that Boeing built a little too well. They gave it more power than it needed and accidentally created an airplane so capable that 4 decades later, the company that built it still can't design its replacement. Most planes are remembered for how they flew. The 757 will be remembered for a harder thing, being impossible to follow.